Hey, Andre, really excited to be here with you today. And we're going to talk about presence. And I think, there's nothing seems to have more mythology almost, if you will, around it than this idea of leadership presence. Is it charisma? Is it your ability to influence? Is it just this innate born thing? What is it? And so, you spend a lot of time working in this area. In fact, running the Asia Pacific group for Ariel, which is a world leader in this area of leadership presence. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Maybe you can give us a quick overview of Ariel, then let's dive into understanding what this idea of presence is.
Okay, thanks, Darren. Yeah, presence is something that's captured my interest now for a couple of decades. And I was lucky enough to be asked to lead the Ariel group in Asia Pacific region. But I learned so much, and I guess part of what we want to do is share with you in a very, very condensed form so that you can take away something which is useful, practical, valuable. The work we do at Ariel is drawn on the work of actor training. Wouldn't it be great if we could teach the communication skills that actors learn and bring it into business? So what we thought we'd do with you is break this notion of presence down into a series of episodes. First of all, we're going to talk about what is it and why it's important. And then we're going to deconstruct it into the various elements that we can share with you so that you can use in a very practical way. And those will be future episodes coming up. So we do have a standard definition of presence. We say it's the ability to connect authentically with the hearts and minds of others in order to motivate and inspire them towards a desired outcome. So there's some key elements to that definition. First of all, it's an ability. That means it's something you can learn. The second thing, which is really important, it's not about manipulation necessarily. It's about authentic connection. And I think that's really important because the spirit of what we do is grounded in this authentic connection. With the hearts and minds, we live in a digital world right now, right around us. Everything is being digitized. It's not just the mind, it's also connecting with the hearts of other people so that we can motivate and inspire them towards the desired outcomes. Does that resonate with you, Darren? Make sense?
Fantastic definition. I think, the couple of elements there are the learned skill. And that's just so important. And that's what these nuggets are for, is to help people develop those skills and to, be an authentic leader, which is, an authentic person, which is what we're all about. So excited to hear more.
So let's start by deconstructing presence, right? Because then it becomes really manageable. So Ariel's come up with this fantastic model, which we call the PRES model, P-R-E-S. Each one of those is a key element of presence. So the P stands for being present. How do we be present right in the moment? R stands for reaching out and connecting authentically with others. The E stands for expressiveness, and the S stands for self-knowing. So those are the four elements, and we'll break each one of those down as we go. But here's the first thing about presence, right? People often think about it and confuse presence as presentation skills. And of course, if you're making a presentation, your presence, your stage presence, of course, is important, but it's so much more than that. So let's talk about why it's important. So one of the interesting things about presence is there's a lot of work being done around what are the skills of the future. As you know, we live in this world of AI, which every day that passes, in fact, every hour that passes just seems to become more pervasive in our lives. So where does presence kind of fit in terms of looking at skills going forward? And I thought that's not a bad place to start about why it is important. So there was a study done by Oxford University some years ago looking at what are the skills most needed in the next 5 to 10 years, right? And the interesting thing they came up with, it wasn't necessarily the STEM type of skills, but really it was about relationship building, teaming, co-creativity, brainstorming, cultural sensitivity, managing diverse teams and employees. All of the skills around social interaction is what they figured was going to be the skills of the future. We are in this age of AI where the more we can digitize, the more it will happen because it makes things convenient, it's immediate, it's a continuous information flow, as we know. What it can't do is issues of emotion and inspiration and experience. That's not a place that AI plays, and that's where presence fits in. So let's look at some instances where presence could well be important. So if you're thinking of your day ahead, Darren, or your week ahead, can you think of a time when this week that your presence could be on show or become really important?
I think in a variety of settings. Now, of course, in my role as a coach, a leadership coach, I would like to think that I show up with a fair amount of presence, is that I'm able to, hold the space for people that way. I think there's so many distractions in the world right now and so many ways to be distracted that we're in an attention deficit culture and therefore a presence deficit culture. So I think, it's certainly something that we could probably, or at least I know I could improve in almost every area that I interact in.
Absolutely. I think that's the beauty of what we're doing here with presence, is this notion of how do we make it about everything that we do, how we show up in every situation. And it could well be that today you've got some coaching clients that you're working with. It could be a meeting you have coming up with a senior leader. It could be making that big presentation, or it could be negotiating a big deal with someone. It could be addressing a challenging situation in the team that you're in right now. It's getting an idea that you've come up with listened to. It's influencing your boss.
Yes.
It's influencing your coworkers. It's influencing your directs that work for you. It's getting that one shot at a job interview that might be coming up, or it could be, standing out for a promotion within your team. So there's a gazillion different scenarios you could think of where your presence can be evaluated. And for me, it's how you show up. How do you show up with your clients? How do you show up with your team? How do you show up with your colleagues? How do you show up with your partner? Because if you think about all of those instances, they are high stakes interactions.
Yes.
So if you're thinking of the next high stakes interaction you have coming up, you need to be listening to the next videos or the series of videos on how to elevate your presence. So that's a quick intro. Stay tuned and we'll break it down into the elements in subsequent videos.
Outstanding. Looking forward to understanding better how we can build the skill set of presence.